Which one is the best of the best? Let's find out. Hello, plebeians, it is Sister Card here. Hopefully you're having a great day. I'm having a great day. We're back today in World 0 because y'all have been asking me to do a class tier list for World 0. So I'm going to go through every single class, including the starting classes. I'm going to let you know my thoughts, my opinions, and kind of some other details too, just that I've kind of noticed since I've played so much. So let's do that normal video intro stuff. If you haven't already, please make sure you smash the lovely like button, and do the same thing with the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. And our beautiful pleb of the day is 50% off times 2 yen. Why is your Discord named that? But thank you for the love and support. I greatly appreciate it. So we are here today in World 0 because y'all have been asking me forever to do a tier list for all the classes. So let's get on into it. I'm going to kind of talk about each of the classes, who I think would benefit the most from it. Some of my own personal opinion is going to be in here too. So, but I encourage y'all in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts, your comments, that type of stuff. So let's get on into it. Alright guys, so we have our lovely tier list here. I have all of these lovely classes. I do believe that there is 12 of them in total. Yes, sister can do math. So let's go on over every single one of them. Starting off, the first tier classes. Well, first tier / starter tier. So we have for our starter tier classes, we have Swordmaster, Arcane Mage, and Defender. So here's the deal. I'm going to just bulk all these guys up real quick. All 3 of these classes don't have an ultimate. So they are not long-term classes, and honestly, you are not going to stay in this class long enough for it to be like a major DPS issue. So here's the deal. Talking about a high-level character running around as one of these. Why would a 90th level character run around as one of those? So that is how I'm going to rank these guys, at least for these 3, is why is a 90th level character running around with these? So these are going to be the first start of our OOF class, because here's the deal. They don't have an ultimate. And pretty much this game, you have to have an ultimate, especially in the higher tier dungeons. So we're going to have them start off in our OOF class. They each are really good. Sister started off with, as y'all can see, Defender, but this character in particular is way back from beta, just after they had deleted everyone's, like, refreshed everything. So this character's old sister was dumb when she picked this. I always do recommend just going with Arcane Mage because it kind of gets you used to the dodging and weaving mechanics. I don't particularly care for Swordmaster, and you get an axe. I like the axe. So we're going to be putting all 3 of these in the OOF class, because if you are running around with these at a high tier level, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Why? Let's try to find all of these. So that's Arcane Mage, Swordmaster, and Defender. So let's move on to the actual tier 1s, the ones that you can get pretty much about level 15. So we're going to start off with the lovely Elementalist. So this is basically the first ranged class that, you know, has an ultimate. And Sister's actually seen running Tower 2s. I've seen people running this class. I cannot for the life of me figure out why. And the reason I could figure out why is pretty much all of their attacks are AoEs. This is pretty much just an AoE spam clicker. Basically, it would be really good for mobs to clear them out. I wouldn't say bosses necessarily, because it's not going to do a whole lot of, like, big boy damage, but it's not a bad class. But it's the first tier class that does have range, and when I've done speedruns with it, this class is actually preferred just because you can stay at range and you're able to do damage and kind of yourself from doing damage, because once you start getting into World 2, bosses kind of get scary. So I am going to actually put this to start off in our A tier, and that is just strictly because I've actually seen high level players using this class and doing really well. Now the next class we're going to talk about, Sister has a bias against, just because of the 3 classes that are in its tier. it I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Here's the deal. It is competing against one of the highest damage dealing classes in the game, and it's also competing against a really nice range DPS with huge AoEs. And it's not exactly an easy class to play. So here's the deal. For our beginning players in the game, it's one of those classes that you have to be super good at it for it to be good. And for the basic noobs out there that, you know, just wanted something fun to play, this is not the class. And I played with this class a little bit, and I just really don't care for it. I'm gonna be real honest, guys. So I am gonna put it in the B tier because it's not something I will ever run. I have played it, and I don't know of any level 90s that run this. Just gonna be real honest. Real honest, guys. So there you go. Our lovely dual wielder is in the B tier. So last but not least for this tier, we have the Guardian class. So this class is a massive powerhouse, and considering you can get it early game, I still think is a little bit broken, not even gonna lie. So let me talk about why this class is broken. Other than the fact that once you get your ultimate going, you can do 70 to 90k worth of damage. So we have draw aggro. This gives you the highest damage resistance in the game. This is really, really broken. The draw aggro, even though you only have a few select attack moves, this is really, really nice. Not even gonna lie. Rock Slide, Slash Fury, and basically Sword Prison are all close range AoE or cone damages. So this thing is going to be releasing huge amounts of damage. The only drawback to this class is it has really slow attack animations, and you are locked into your attack animations. So you are not able to dodge and or move. But that is kind of the only big drawback with this class. I still see level 90s running this class. Is this a class for everybody? No. Is this a class I see a lot of people loving? Yes. So, for my ranking, I will be giving Guardian A. Because it still is a massive powerhouse. The only real issue is now getting it out of combat and keeping yourself from taking damage. The next tier of classes we're going to go through is the Berserker, the Paladin, and the Mage of Light. So, let's go ahead and start with Berserker. So, Berserker for noobs, I would have to say, is a pretty good class. It has some decent mobility, and it does a lot of damage. However, it's not the best damage class, because it doesn't do the most damage, and it still has the mobility of the Guardian, who moves like a large cement truck. I'm gonna have to say this is B class. I do see a lot of Berserkers doing really well, and I still see them playing in Tower 2. But if you're gonna do a lot of damage and be locked into your animations, I would recommend going with Guardian. That's just, this class is superior. That is just my thoughts, guys. So I'm gonna have to put it in the B rank, because there is stuff better that does exactly what it's doing. Now, if that's the class that you have unlocked, just realize, you know, you're like, sister, but it's, you know, the tier 2 guys? Here's the problem. You unlock Guardian before Berserker. So there's other stuff you can get. So yeah. So unfortunately, Mr. Berserker, you're going to go there. I know there's several people in the comments that are going to be like, but Berserker's really good. Here's the deal. It's just about numbers. It's just about playability. And that's kind of just how I have to put it there. Sorry, guys. And the next classes we're going to go over, I already know we're going to cause a little bit of a fuss. So I'm going to start with Paladin. So I have seen some really good Paladins play. I have seen Paladins in the regular Tower 1 dungeon that could block every single dragon attack minus the ultimate, and I never had to worry about health. I either always had shield or they had aggro, and it was great. But here's the deal. In Tower 2, when you hit level 90, the damage, everyone has to be able to do damage in some way, shape, or form. And Paladin just doesn't live up to damage. It does a really good job at taking a beating, providing shield, and being an amazing tank. But I mean, honestly, I would rather have a Mage of Light. Just being honest, because Mage of Light's going to give me more healing options. So I would rather have that one there with me than a Paladin. So sadly, I'm going to have to put this in B class. Again, guys, I know a lot of y'all are going to be throwing bits about some of my selections. Part of how I'm tier listing mine is also about my playstyle. Everyone has a different playstyle. If you love Paladin and are really good at it, by all means, go for it. But in Tower 2, I really do not see a need or a necessity for a Paladin, because the final boss, there's 12 of them at the same time. How are they going to aggro 12 things at the same time? So unfortunately, Mr. Paladin, we're going to go right there. You're a Mr. B. I'm sorry. Now the next class that we are going to go over is going to be Mage of Light. So I have done videos on actually how to play Mage of Light well. So you actually can do an insane amount of damage as Mage of Light, and, you know, have high survivability, and you also can be basically the team healer. So, but everyone gives it beef because they're like, oh, it doesn't do that much damage. Well, I came running through here with my mythic level bow, and I wasn't able to kill the guys that fast. Does it do a lot of damage? Nope. Can, if I get this fully charged up with all nothing but red orbs, can I make it do like 20-30k? Yes. And it has multiple healing options. I have 3 buttons. I have E, F, and the ultimate that are going to be giving health in some way, shape, or form to my team. And because when you see this character running with you in a tower, you want to know what my immediate response is if I'm playing any other class? I immediately switch over to a non-healing pet, and I get something that's buffing my ultimate charge, my damage, anything like that. So having someone actually play this class and play it well is a huge asset to any tower, and usually guarantees a lot of people surviving till the end. So I am actually going to give Mage of Light A class because of this. And Mage of Light is actually not that hard to learn. You just have to take the time to learn it. So, Mr. Mage of Light, you get an A class. So our final 3, guys. Our final 3. We have Demon, Dragoon, and Spirit Archer. So, let's talk about the one that was first. We'll just go in order of when they've been released. Demon. Demon's a class that everyone rags on. But here's the deal with PvP being added. Not that Sister does PvP. This class is considered one of the premier classes to do PvP with, because you do, basically, it's a survivability class. One of my buttons intentionally leeches life, which means if I choose to run a healing pet, I will never die. I love using this class, especially when I'm streaming, because, and I'm running in groups, because I just have to basically hit 3 buttons constantly. That's all I have to do. And all I have to do is wiggle around the room. And I'm gonna live. I don't die. This is a no-brainer class. This class is super easy to get well and super easy to master. Yes, it is a tier 3 class, which means it's harder to get. But, I mean, it is a no-brainer class that anyone can get and anyone can play. So for that, because also as a content creator, I love this class because I literally just have 3 buttons I lightly need to tap. I'm not button mashing or like zipping around where I'm smashing into trees. Yeah, this is definitely to me an S tier class. So Mr. Demon, you're going right there. So the next one we're going to go over is probably the one I am the most sad about, and that is the Dragoon. So Dragoon got introduced late last year, and I've never... This class is really good if you really know how to play it and you have a good PC. This class causes a ton of lag and causes a lot of other issues for most players. Here's the deal. If you know how to play Dragoon really well, these guys are absolutely devastating. They are never getting hit. I mean, you literally have your main attacks all being able to dodge and avoid. These are the absolute fastest monster houses I've seen in the game, because especially if you activate your E and then F, you pretty much are untouchable for whatever length you've been running or walking. But here's the deal. Getting good at it is a very steep learning curve. I have seen very few successful people playing Dragoon, and it's not even in like the top 2 damage dealers. Yes, if you get crit stack going, yeah, you can do some great damage, but when I'm staring at Guardian and Spirit Archer doing 50, 80k, this class really doesn't compete. It's unfortunately, I have to put it in the same tier as Dual Wielder, that there is things that do better, and unless you really just love the class and love the concept of the Dragoon and the history behind the name, no. So I'm unfortunately gonna have to give this a B tier. There you go, my friend. Now, the last one we're going to go over, I've talked about immensely. We're going to put Spirit Archer in S class, and I'm going to explain why. So, Spirit Archer is the brand new class that is insanely broken. And this is after it's been nerfed. So, other than the fact that it is the only class, when you choose to dodge, that you fire an arrow and you do some sort of an attack, it basically, you don't have to stop ever moving. And Sister loves this, because Sister stinks at dodging. If you watch my Blade Quest videos and these videos, you know I stink at dodging. And it pretty much does everything all around. Now, if you want to get really gross and get really good at the class and run a non-healing pet and run, say, a buffing pet, these guys get even more destructive. So it's not really a hard class to learn either. Like, it's debuff, throw taunt, throw AoE, and everything's dead. So the only limitation with getting this class is just getting all the tickets. But for classes overall in the game, if you are looking to basically, I don't want to say try hard, but if you're basically wanting to be super OP, I would recommend getting Spirit Archer. If you're a more laid back of a player, I would recommend getting Demon, just because it is a more chill class and you're not going to be spending half the time button mashing like I am right now and constantly needing to move. So it does not have the survivability of Demon, but it definitely is a huge damage dealer. So, guys, thank you for staying to this part of the video. I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully this was helpful and y'all liked it. If you disagree, let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear your opinion on some of these things, because I mean, this is a debated thing. And even though I have placed some of these classes in lower tiers, if you are really good at a class and you really enjoy playing it, then play it. Because here's the deal. This is my opinion. You don't have to agree with me. I understand that. So, guys, as always, I am the video crew. Y'all are awesome. And I will see y'all next time. Bye!